Yes, that.
Anyways.
Well, sounds like you had a busy day. Doesn't sound like chaotic.
It was just busy. It's not like it was crazy or anything. But it was good. Got a lot done. I sanded down a piece of furniture. I'm gonna paint it soon. Refinish it. Engraved a bunch of stuff. Hung out with the fam.
Hung out.
Good day. Good day.
Good day, mate. Yeah, my house is falling apart. So mine was chaotic in another way.
I saw your wife's post about the plumber electrician being there again.
Yeah, we had a problem with the outlet that goes to our garbage disposal like 8 months ago. We had them come out, took a look at it. They just replaced the outlet and did some precautionary stuff so it wouldn't happen again. But this time it was like every time I flipped the breaker on, it would pop and then it would smell like smoke, like like electrical fire type of smoke. And ended up having to have the electrician come out, and it took him a bit. He actually had to have his manager come out because he's like, it looks like everything checks out. The only thing I can think of is replacing this wire that goes to the breaker box. And I'm like,
it's gonna cost a buco bucks.
It's gonna cost a buttload, and he wasn't sure that that's what it was. So I was just like, I don't know, man. And eventually, I'm like, I don't want to pay $1,000 for something that's not even a guarantee, And so he gave his manager a call. His manager came out, and he was able to notice that when he turned on the breaker, there was an arc coming from underneath our sink. So like we had to pull back the baseboard, and you could see there was an exposed wire. Like, so those baseboard heaters? Apparently the previous owners had just disconnected it and laid the cable there. Just sitting there. It
awesome.
Was toasted. I'll have to send you a picture. It that is 100% how you start a house fire. Like,
it's lucky that the manager came out, because if he were to replace that one cord, it wouldn't have done anything.
Exactly.
Gosh,
crazy. But anyway,
gotta learn the skills.
Somehow, whilst all that was happening, I found time to watch a new show. It was like there's only 2 episodes out. But it's a Ninja Kamui. Have you heard of that?
Oh, I don't think I've heard of that one.
So it's I guess it's on Adult Swim, and it's essentially about a guy who obviously, like I said, I'm only 2 episodes in, but it's apparent that he used to be a ninja, and there's like this ninja clan that's going after him, and he like tried to get away with it and have a family. So it was him, his wife, and his son, and they were just out in the middle of nowhere, obviously just trying to live their life and get away from their past life. And these ninjas that he tried to like get away from found him and killed his wife and son. And they thought that they killed him, but he lived, and obviously he's
I'm
Just
sensing
feeling
a
pretty vengeful. Yeah.
John
Oh
Wick
yeah.
style anime here.
Yep. Exactly. So it's going pretty well. Like the fight scenes are top notch. I'm liking it. Something to think about. I'll give it the old at least 3 episodes. I'll give you 5 because I've been throwing a lot at you. I'll watch 5 episodes. If it's still like, dang man, this is sweet, then I'll be like, Daniel, stop everything. You gotta watch this. And then the next week I'll be like, no, stop everything, watch this.
Watch this other thing.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I think that'd be a cool one. I really like John Wick style vengeful movies, and so that might be pretty cool. The only thing we've been watching is My Hero Academia and Ragna Crimson.
mm-hmm.
I'm going pretty slow with Ragna Crimson though.
Me too. I'm like watching it passively. Like when I'm done with everything else, I like go back to it and I'll watch it for
Yeah.
a little bit.
That's kind of my show that, like, if Sarah's like, oh, I'm going to go hang out with some friends or whatever, I'm like, all right, I'll just throw that on, watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Because she didn't really start it.
Mm-hmm.
She was watching the show Freerin.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's been
Freyrin.
watching that one, and
That
she
one's a
likes it a
popular
lot.
one. Mm-hmm.
But I'll get to that eventually.
You're gonna watch Freyrin?
I think it sounds cool.
Okay. I'd like to get a second opinion. I know that a lot of people are watching it. And Chris at work said he's watching it. He likes it. But I watched. I'll be honest. I watched the first episode, and I couldn't get into it.
It's pretty slow and so far from like the bits I've seen.
Yeah.
But it kind of speeds up. There's some good action in there. Like I go inside, make a sandwich, and Sarah's like watching it. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
She's on an episode by episode right now, so she's just seeing. But I'll watch it. I'll let you know what I think. It's one of those ones that might start slow but gets better.
Okay.
I'll be honest. I'm not the hugest fan of Ragna Crimson so far.
Oh.
I'm on episode 3, or I just finished episode 3. I'm going to get to 5, and then I'll make my assessment. But so far, I'm just like, I like the concept, just that thought of being able to do it over again, but it not being you. I think that's kind of a cool concept. I think their dependence on each other is kind of cool. But so far, I have a little bit feeling that it just feels a little cliche. But that might just be the world trying to be built in front of me real quick, and then it's going to start going. They're about to fight some like wind guy, the Tempest Call dragon, and I'm going to see how that goes. I was really sad when he shooed Leo away. I was like, how dare you? I liked Leo. She was a cool character.
I agree. He did her dirty.
Yeah. He wants to save everyone's life because he's sad that people die and leave his life. So instead, he just kicks them out of his life.
Yeah, I mean, he seems to have that kind of luck, and he realizes that. So he wants to cut it off. So, the person that he cares about so much, arguably the most, doesn't get killed. So,
yeah.
Makes sense.
We'll see. I like the concept. I'm entertained, but we'll see. I think here's the problem. I'm watching it while I'm watching My Hero Academia. And My Hero Academia there's a lot of effort put into that show.
Oh yeah.
Like the art style is really great. The story so far is really great. The emotions, plot points, character development is really solid. And then I'm watching this as well, and I think it's unfair that I'm like putting that standard on it. So we'll see.
Yeah. think I think there's 17 episodes of Ragna Crimson right now. So they're definitely doing like the 24 episode thing, and I don't know. I feel like they could be doing a lot more, making it more interesting than it is, but we'll see how it ends. I'm this far out. I might as well finish it.
Yeah, and I think I'll definitely finish it. I just
Mhm.
want to make sure. I'm trying to find one that I'm curious if you've seen. Another one that I don't even know if it's old or not, but okay, here he goes. Have you heard of or seen "'Tis Time for Torture, Princess"?
Yes.
That
I
one seems funny, but I don't
watched
know if
2
it's actually
episodes of
funny.
it. It's certainly one of those that, if you want a good laugh, you can throw that in the middle of wherever,
It doesn't seem pretty robust. It seems pretty gimmicky. I've kind of read a synopsis on it, and I'm like, okay, I'll try.
Yeah,
I'll see.
there's not really any depth, but that's kind of the point.
Is it pretty feel good?
Yeah.
Because, like, for example, I've been killing slimes for 300 years and maxed at my level.
Hmm.
That's feel good. If it was for my daughter, I would kill a demon lord.
It's
That's pretty
even
feel good.
I mean, it's even more feel good than that, and it's less deep than any of those.
All right.
It's just kind of like, okay, this episode we're we're gonna torture you with a yummy meal that you can't eat unless you give secrets, and then the next time it's like, okay, we're gonna do this other thing that's gonna torture you. That's just not traditional torture if you give us secrets, and it's just like that every time. That's what
Yeah.
I mean. Maybe it changes, but I've only watched like 2 episodes, so.
Um, we'll see. That's definitely one that'll have to come into play after My Hero Academia, and then I'll probably just watch that with Sarah to have fun with it.
Hmm.
We'll
Oh,
see.
that's definitely a good one to watch together if you just want to feel good. But um, no, speaking of, because the first show that I mentioned was like a revenge show. Uh, Apparently that's kind of what I'm into lately, because I read a manga called A Neets Guide to a Parallel World, which
Mm-hmm.
is kind of it's a revenge isekai manga. So he gets isekai'd with a bunch of other heroes into another country or another world, and he his power is he's a healer. Um, and apparently that's just like, people look down on healers in that world, like they are just garbage, and they of course they get isekai'd by the king of um that particular country in that world, and they have a princess, and kind of like Shield Hero, the princess is a jerkwad, and
Mm-hmm.
she is
Okay.
just like so disgusted by the fact that he's a healer, to the point where she just she teleports him to this place that apparently is supposed to kill him. Like, it's just this place that nobody survives, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he survives, um, and in a very interesting way. So, and he becomes pretty powerful because of it. So it's actually really interesting. I'm like, they should definitely make an anime out of this. I would 100% watch that.
That'd be cool.
So I think my thing lately is I've been reading mangas that I think should turn into animes. So I'll read like a couple of volumes, and if it seems like it's good enough, then I'll continue reading it. Otherwise, I'll just go to the next one. So switching from watching animes as much as I usually do to kind of like, I guess not switching. I'm trying to like split it up more.
Yeah, that's good. To me, I'm like, man, there's so much to watch. I don't need to read, even though I read all the time while I watch because I don't speak Japanese.
What? Nani? No.
No, not at all. No, that's cool. I like that idea. I think that'd be cool if they made it into an anime at some point. And honestly, the way they're churning them out right now, I wouldn't be surprised. If it's getting any kind of a following, then they're going to jump on it and try to capitalize. I just hope that in the midst of all this, that they are continuing to generate quality like long stories, because I do think like Hunter and One Piece and so far for like Jujutsu Kaisen and things like that, where it can exist for more than 4 or 5 seasons and not just be gimmicky or terrible after that.
Yeah.
So I'm just hoping some of them withstand the test of time and we don't just end up with these one season isekais that just go away. But
I think I think there's so many that are being made that I'm not super worried about them not having enough, like maybe the next show taking up the mantle of having like a long series, long manga with a long anime series. So I know I talked about it a while ago, but there's that Kagurabachi show. That one looks like that one's going to be a long running manga, and I guarantee you it's going to get a show. If it doesn't, I would be super surprised. And then they still have JJK going. I mean, as far as anime goes, Solo Leveling has several years left. I mean, the manhwa is in a place where they could continue going on, but it's also in a place where they could just stop and it'd be fine. So I actually haven't looked into whether they are planning on doing one or the other, but I mean they have several seasons of anime that are going to come out. So
yeah, I think we do got good stuff right now, and that's nice. I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, there's a lot of animes that are getting more seasons this year that I'm just like, nice, my year is going to be full. I don't have to worry. And so it'll be good.
For sure.
So, yeah, but speaking of Solo Leveling, that was a cool episode on Saturday.
Yeah, against the
Cerberus.
Yep. He's kind of just you got that demon world key, and he quickly found out that he is not ready for that that particular place, and so I think it's going to go back to him training. And
well, and they introduced a secondary plot point of being able to cure his mom. But it's kind of cool because it's like, oh, you could get the elixir of life. It's like, oh, cool. But then he's like, I defeated it. All I got was the recipe. I have to go do the rest of it. And he's like, yeah, okay, I'll come back.
Yep.
So, it kind of sucks that he lost his teleport crystal, but at the same time, I think it was good for him to stand and fight because he leveled up a bunch. And now he has like an idea. Like I got really worried for him because one thing that Sarah likes to do is every time he fights someone, she likes to look for the name on the creature.
Uh-huh.
because depending what color it is depending how hard of a time he's gonna have. And when it showed up and it was just red, it was like, oh,
Oh, this is gonna get real.
so and
Yeah,
then
I need to pay
uh,
attention to that.
yeah, that's one thing. She's just like, oh, because she noticed it when he went into the first pop-up dungeon
Hmm.
that the wolves were like red, and then they, as he moved through the dungeon, their name bars turned to orange and then to green,
Hmm.
and the signifying that he is leveling up and getting stronger. And so I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I thought it was good, and then he like um the way he got the key, he just kind of doubled up on his daily quest, and he's just kind of
Yeah,
like running. What was it, like 10 kilometers or something?
yeah, he ran a 10K and then ran another 10K.
And he's like not even breaking a sweat, having this dialogue in his head. What should I eat for dinner?
Yeah. She's like, I'm gonna run for a bit more, and she's like, "What the frick?"
I just got here.
Just
I'm
takes
just gonna
off.
have a lie down here.
Bitch, lie down.
Yep.
No, that was really good. I'm looking forward to this next week. Um, we'll see. I did want to talk about one more thing before we close.
Okay.
And is it pretty much just an agreement with the fan base here that Zoro's not trying in this fight? There's no
Oh
way
yeah.
he's trying. There's no way he's trying.
So, I don't know if you noticed, but he didn't even pull out his third sword. So he only has two swords. He doesn't have his bandana on. He's just
And
messing
is he
around.
even using hockey at all?
I don't think so. I think he's just
Yeah.
regular, fighting him with his eyes closed.
So do you think he's just hanging out then? Like I just don't. He knows the gravity of the situation. Like I just don't know why he's messing around right now. Like, is he just want to fight? He's just like, yeah, it's chill. It'd be pretty
Yeah.
fun.
I mean, I don't see any other reason. He just wants to humiliate him
Maybe.
so bad.
Well, because I love how Sanji's stepping in on this last episode. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah,
But I think if Zoro
blocked
was
lasers with his
there,
leg.
yeah, that was sick. It's the power of love.
Oh, I gotta
I
rethink physics here.
I think Zoro couldn't be there because if he was there, I think he could do some damage to Jay Garcia. I mean, he can infuse his weapons and project hockey. I think he could do some damage, cut off some spider legs.
Yeah, I mean,
So
it would definitely be helpful, like more helpful in several other places. Now that they
yeah,
have the giants there, it's not as critical, but still they do need to get out of there. They're still you know they're gonna blow up the island, so
yeah, we've pretty much confirmed
muster
probably
call.
Vegapunk's gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
He's confirmed that himself.
I'm just
Um,
surprised. I don't know what you've seen or heard, but and maybe I just haven't looked very hard, but people are not saying anything about the fact that there are other Vegapunks that have his knowledge. So it's like, yeah, he'll die, but he's old and weird. No,
and
just
weird,
his
but
head.
I mean, he's still got what, four of the
Satellites.
satellites
Yeah,
alive at this point.
yeah.
I mean, so I
So
mean, if he
there's still,
dies,
yeah,
I mean, how crazy would it be? I don't think anyone else is going to join the crew in the series. I think he's fulfilled the 10 plus him, or 10 with him. Um, but maybe he'll steal Lilith or something,
or Bonnie,
or Bonnie, or what's her face? Who's the big one?
the chonky one.
No, not the chunky one.
Oh, well,
Um,
that's actually who I thought you were talking about.
no, the big one. The like
Oh, the
All
big
the One Piece
one.
fans are like, this guy sucks. He doesn't even know. Why can't I think of her name? Atlas.
Atlas. Yeah, the big one that, unless you see her scaled with others, she looks small.
She's pretty giant though. Like next to
She is.
Frankie, she's way bigger.
Yeah, I totally thought you were talking about York. So
No, York's the traitor.
it just depends on the scenario. It depends on when, if she's been working hard, then she's skinny. But if all the other time she's chunky. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it could be Lilith, it could be Atlas. Is Edison still yeah, Edison's still alive. He's just really hurt.
Mm-hmm.
It's Pythagoras that's dead.
Pythagoras, Lilith, York, Edison, and Atlas.
So I mean it could be that. I mean, how crazy would it be if they added a Vegapunk to their team? They would be outrageous. It'd be stupid.
That'd be cool.
But then that giant thing is moving.
Mm-hmm.
The armor.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I honestly don't know what's going to happen with that because I don't know, I feel like they have enough support now that they're okay because Luffy just smacked
Jay
Jay
Garcia.
Garcia across the island, and it doesn't look like Garcia is really going to hold a candle to him. So that's good. I think I like the idea of Bonnie joining the crew because she seems like she would be a really good support character, because she can literally chain, like, okay, I'm going to like upgrade you to this future while you're in the middle of this fight, like this future that's like the stronger version of yourself. And she could do that to anyone, including herself, because the only reason she didn't just smack Garcia herself as hard as Luffy did was because she didn't fully believe in that Nika was out there. But now that she knows,
Yeah, I could see Kuma being like, "Yeah, Bonnie, like I'm gonna die because he's probably gonna die, and so you should go with Luffy because he's Nika and you'll be able to see the change of the world through him, kind of thing." I could see that being a really good thing.
Yeah, we'll see. So, every time I get my hopes up, like with Yamato, he just got dashed into pieces.
Yamato will join the crew eventually. She'll hop on right before Raftel and go to the Raftel with them.
She'll jump on the boat and be like, "Oh, cool, that was fun. Bye."
Yeah,
and jump right back off,
like Odin kind of thing. But no, so anyways, I thought the last chapter was cool. It was pretty action packed.
It was.
I feel like we're not done. I think we're gonna be like 4 or 5 at least more chapters, just hashing out what's going on in this fight.
Yep.
Just because the Giants are there, I don't think necessarily that means that it's over. So, anyways, I'm excited. Do we have one this next week, or do we have a break?
I feel like it's a break, but I'm not sure. Let me see.
Oh, this week.
There's one this week.
Yeah.
Cool.
Coming in 6 days.
Yay. Did you see the last episode? Did you watch the episode with Law versus Blackbeard?
Mm-mm.
You gotta watch that one. At least watch that one. You can wait on like most of Egghead, and I think you'd be okay. But I think you need to watch that fight. It was a good one.
Okay, I'll watch it. That was the only one that was a good one. Eustace's was not.
No.
A good one. Yeah. Anyways, all right. Sounds good.
Okay. Well, That about wraps it up for this one. We'll see you all in the next one. Peace.
Peace.
あの夜も